She zooms in on Google Maps, and there, walking down a street 2,000 miles away, is her missing daughter, wearing the exact pink hoodie she disappeared in 2 years ago. Before we dive into how this impossible discovery led to one of the most shocking rescues in recent history, hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your city might get a shout out in the next video. Rachel Warren is sitting in a New York Airbnb, staring at her laptop. She's 36, but looks 50. That's what 2 years of searching for your child does to you. 2 years of holding your breath, waiting for a phone call that never comes. Her husband Daniel is on the phone with police. They've just arrived from Idaho, from Pine Hollow, the kind of small town where kids walk to school alone, where tragedies like theirs don't happen, until they do. Their daughter Eugene was 11 when she vanished. One moment she's leaving baptism class with friends. The next, she's gone. Just gone. Rachel's not really listening to Daniel's conversation. She's on Google Maps plotting their route to the police station. They got a tip. Someone saw a girl matching Eugene's description at a homeless community event near Bryant Park. It's probably nothing. They've chased dozens of these leads. Each one lifts you up just to slam you back down harder. But Rachel's scrolling around the map anyway, getting familiar with the area. And that's when she sees them. 2 figures on a random street called Mole Street, a man and a girl in a pink hoodie, their backs to the camera. Street view, just a random snapshot from years ago, but that hoodie. The small decorative pattern on the back. Rachel bought that hoodie for Eugene's 11th birthday, 3 weeks before she disappeared. Her hands are shaking. Daniel, look. He sighs, walks over. And here's the thing, this isn't the first time Rachel's spotted a girl in a pink hoodie. It's the 100th time. She's obsessed. She knows it. Daniel knows it. Honey, he says gently, we can't jump at every pink sweater we see. He's right. They have a plan. Meet the police. Put up posters. Search Bryant Park with officers. Be methodical. But something about this image won't let Rachel go. They head to their car. Rachel's driving, following the GPS to the police station. They pass Bryant Park, kids playing, couples walking. Normal life continuing while theirs is frozen in nightmare. And then Rachel sees a street sign, Mole Street. Without thinking, she turns. What are you doing? Daniel's voice sharpens. This is the wrong way. I need to pray, Rachel says. At that church we saw on Google Maps, just for a moment. Daniel leans back, frustrated. They both know prayer isn't the real reason, but he's learned when to fight and when to surrender. The church appears, small brick, a white cross above the entrance. Rachel parks. Daniel stays in the car, calling the police to say they'll be late. Inside, the church is quiet, cool. A man's cleaning the pews. Rachel shows him the blurred Google Maps image on her phone. Do you recognize these people? He studies it. Hard to tell with the blurring, but something looks familiar. Before he can say more, a door opens. 2 men in clerical collars step out, mid-conversation, and Rachel's breath stops, because she knows one of them. Evangelist Matthew, she says. The man turns. Confusion crosses his face, then clears. I'm sorry, have we met? Pine Hollow, Idaho, Rachel says. I work at First Protestant Church. I arranged your visit 2 years ago. You led our prayer group, healed a woman in a wheelchair. Recognition flickers. Ah, yes, of course, Rachel Warren. He smiles warmly. What brings you to New York? And here's where Rachel's world tilts. My daughter Eugene, she says, pulls out a missing person poster. She disappeared 2 years ago, shortly after your visit to our church. Evangelist Matthew stares at the photo. For just a second, something crosses his face. Rachel can't read it, but she feels it. They pray together, the three of them, in a circle. And when they finish, Matthew embraces Rachel. But the hug is wrong. He holds her too tight, too long, like he's breathing her in. And then Rachel sees it, in his breast pocket, a photograph facing inward, the silhouette of a young girl visible through the thin paper. "My daughter?" Matthew explains smoothly, tucking it deeper. "I carry her everywhere." Rachel nods, smiles, leaves, but outside her heart's hammering. "Daniel?" She slides into the driver's seat. "That evangelist. Something's wrong with him." Daniel looks unimpressed. "Rachel? When I hugged him, he smelled me, and he had a photo in his pocket. The silhouette looked like Eugene." "We've served in church for years," Daniel says carefully. "Evangelists like him are respected everywhere. You need to be certain before making accusations." He's right. Of course he's right. And then Matthew walks out of the church, waves goodbye, gets in his car parked next to theirs. When he opens the door, a scent drifts out. Sweet vanilla, Eugene's perfume, the one Rachel gave her for Christmas, the one she wore every single day. Rachel's blood turns to ice. "Get in the car, Daniel." "What?" "That smell, it's Eugene's perfume." Daniel stares at her. "Rachel, vanilla is everywhere. It could be his daughter's, his wife's, an air freshener. I'm following him." "What?" "No, we're not chasing a respected evangelist based on a smell. I feel a call in my heart, Daniel." Rachel starts the engine. A strong one. Daniel throws up his hands. "Now you're spiritualizing everything. This is how false prophets gain followers. People following gut feelings instead of reason." The words sting. But Rachel's already pulling out, following Matthew's car at a distance. They drive through residential neighborhoods, bigger houses, more space. Finally, Matthew turns into a driveway, an attractive two-story home with a well-maintained garden, an Airbnb sign out front. Rachel parks around the corner. They wait. 10 minutes later, a woman emerges. Mid-30s, dark hair in a bun. She loads 2 large suitcases into Matthew's trunk, then a smaller suitcase, child-sized. "He said he was leaving tonight after the service," Rachel whispers. The woman goes back inside, returns with a young girl, blonde pigtails, maybe 8 or 9. The girl kisses Matthew on the cheek. He hugs her, waves goodbye. Rachel strains to see the girl's face as she walks to the car, but it's not Eugene. Wrong features, wrong hair color, much smaller. "See?" Daniel says softly. "That's his daughter." Just like he said. Rachel's hope collapses like a building falling in on itself. "I'm sorry," she whispers. Tears blur her vision. "I really thought—" "It's okay." Daniel's hand finds her arm. "You're a mother looking for her child. Anyone would grasp at straws." They switch seats. Daniel drives. Rachel slumps in the passenger seat, emotionally gutted. "Set the GPS," Daniel says gently. "Let's get to the police station." Rachel enters the address. The blue line appears, guiding them back. And as they drive, they're heading the same direction as Matthew's car. The woman and the blonde girl. "Look," Rachel says, "they're turning." Into a playground with a cafe attached. Through the fence, Rachel can see children gathered outside, waiting. "Daniel, slow down. I want to—" "No." His voice is firm. "No more side missions. We're going straight to the station." Rachel watches the scene disappear behind them. The woman greeting another adult. The girl joining the waiting children. And then, it's gone. At the police station, they're an hour late. Detective Morris is in another meeting. It'll be hours before he's free. Daniel shoots Rachel a look. "See what happens when we waste time?" "I'm sorry," Rachel says, and she means it. "There's a diner nearby," Daniel says. I haven't eaten since breakfast. You go ahead, Rachel says. I need to walk, clear my head. Daniel hesitates, finally nods. Stay in touch. Rachel walks without direction, her phone in her hand, Google Maps still open. She returns to that street view image. The pink hoodie, the man. She zooms in as far as the pixels allow. Something about his posture, the way he holds himself. She's sure it's Matthew. Acting on impulse, she calls Melissa, a fellow church staff member back in Pine Hollow. I need you to find everything you can about Evangelist Matthew, Rachel says. His background, his seminary education, and that woman in the wheelchair who was healed. Find her contact information. What's this about? Melissa asks. Call it intuition. Rachel keeps walking, passes impressive buildings. At an intersection, something catches her eye. A sign. Lutheran dormitory. That's unusual. Catholic monasteries are common. Lutheran dormitories, not so much. Rachel crosses the street for a closer look, takes a few photos. Maybe she can visit the office, ask about its history. Kill time until Detective Morris is available. And then a familiar car pulls into the parking lot. Matthew's car. But Matthew's not driving. It's the woman from the Airbnb, the blonde girl visible in the passenger seat. Rachel ducks behind a shrub. Watching, the woman parks, leaves the door open, waiting. Minutes later, a dormitory keeper in a Lutheran nun-style uniform emerges, leading a small group of children. Each child carries a small suitcase. They line up by the car. The woman helps them load their bags, 5 children total, ages 7 to 12. And then Rachel sees her, Eugene, older than in the posters, hair shorter, but those eyes, that mouth, the small dimple in her cheek when she smiles. A mother knows. Time stops. The world goes silent. 2 years of searching, of hoping, of praying, all collapsing into this single impossible moment. Her daughter, alive, right there. With trembling hands, Rachel calls Daniel. I found her. Her voice shakes. I found Eugene. Get the car. Come now. I'm sharing my location. What? Where? It's her, Daniel, I'm sure. She's getting in a car. Please hurry. Call the police. Rachel hangs up, shares her location. The woman is ushering children into the car, preparing to leave. Rachel can't wait. If that car drives away, she might lose Eugene forever. She steps out from behind the shrub, runs toward them. Eugene, Eugene. The woman sees her coming. Alarm crosses her face. She tells the children to get inside, rushes to the driver's seat. Rachel reaches the car, pounds on the window. Eugene's in the back seat. Confusion transforms to shock. She rolls down the window. Mom? Is that you? Then, turning to the woman, did God make my mom alive again? Rachel's opening the door, gathering Eugene into her arms, the feeling so familiar, so desperately missed, that tears stream down her face. It's really me, sweetheart. I'm alive. I've been looking for you every day. The dormitory keeper approaches. What's going on? This is my daughter, Rachel says, holding Eugene tight. She was kidnapped from Idaho 2 years ago. The keeper's face goes pale. I don't understand. These children are under Pastor Matthew's care. They're orphans he's taken in. A car screeches to a halt. Daniel leaps out. Eugene. His voice cracks. Eugene turns. Dad, you're alive too? He runs to them, wraps them both in his arms, his body shaking with silent sobs. Meanwhile, the woman in the driver's seat is on her phone, making a call, starting the engine. Daniel breaks away, slams his fist on the hood. Don't you dare move this car. Police sirens fill the air, multiple patrol cars converge, officers emerge, weapons drawn. Police, everyone stay where you are. Daniel raises his hands. My name is Daniel Warren. That's my wife Rachel. We just found our daughter Eugene, kidnapped 2 years ago. This woman is involved. Police secure the scene quickly. The frightened children are helped out of the car. She's the evangelist's assistant, an officer informs them, says these children are part of his ministry program. "This is my missing daughter," Rachel says, holding Eugene close. "These other children, they're likely taken too." Officers check each child, arrange transport to the station. The dormitory keeper agrees to accompany them. "Where's the evangelist now?" an officer asks. "At the Airbnb," the assistant says, panicked. "He's resting before the evening service." Rachel describes her earlier interaction at the church. Police coordinate a team to arrest him. "We're coming with you," Daniel insists. They agree. But the family stays in the police vehicle. Eugene refuses to leave Rachel's side, clinging to her mother like she might disappear. At the Airbnb, multiple police cars surround the property. Rachel watches through the window as officers escort the handcuffed evangelist out. Their eyes meet briefly. A photograph slips from his pocket. An officer retrieves it. It's Eugene. There are pictures of other children, too. At the station, Eugene is gently interviewed. Rachel steps outside to call Melissa back. "I found troubling information," Melissa says. "Evangelist Matthew never completed seminary school. His credentials were forged. And that woman in the wheelchair? She never returned to our church after he left." "We found Eugene," Rachel says. "She's safe, and he's the one who took her." A gasp. "That's monstrous. I did more digging," Melissa continues. "His real name is Derek Lanton. Completely different history than what he presented." Rachel searches the name online. The same face stares back. Derek Lanton. Fraud charges in multiple states. She returns inside, shares what she learned with Daniel. "I feel responsible," she admits. "I checked his credentials before we invited him." Daniel shakes his head. "This isn't on you. Con artists are experts at manipulation." Detective Morris enters with Eugene. In a private room, Eugene explains what happened. "After baptism class, I was walking with friends. We split up at the corner. Father Matthew, that's what he made us call him, appeared in his car. He said you'd been in a terrible accident." Rachel's heart clenches. "I believed him because we're religious. I thought priests always told the truth. He took me to a funeral. I saw photos of you, coffins too." "A fake funeral?" Rachel whispers. Eugene nods. Tears fill her eyes. "I couldn't believe it when I saw you today. I prayed every day for you to return, even though Father Matthew said I'd only see you again in heaven." Detective Morris explains that Derek Lanton was a charismatic predator who preyed on religious trust. "He took children while traveling between churches," the detective says. "Forged credentials. We're investigating. Thoroughly." "What about the other children?" Rachel asks. "We're searching databases, contacting families. Reunification will take time." But Eugene is very fortunate. Later, Daniel apologizes for doubting Rachel, for calling her a false prophet. Rachel smiles. "We shouldn't lose faith because one priest was bad. It doesn't mean all churches are corrupt. After all, a church led us to finding our daughter." A knock at the door. Pastor Graham stands there, face lined with distress. "I wanted to apologize personally," he says. "We had no idea we were harboring such evil." "This wasn't your fault," Rachel says, surprising herself with forgiveness. "He deceived everyone." Through the glass wall, they see police leading Derek across the station in handcuffs. His eyes meet Rachel's briefly, empty, hollow. Pastor Graham steps forward. "If you're staying in the area, I'd like to invite you to our prayer service next Sunday. To celebrate Eugene's return." Rachel looks at Daniel. He nods. "We'd be honored," she says. Later that night, in their Airbnb, Eugene sleeps peacefully between them. For the first time in 2 years, "I'm sorry I doubted you," Daniel says softly. You were right all along. Rachel brushes hair from Eugene's forehead. Faith takes many forms. Sometimes it's believing what you can't see. Sometimes it's trusting what you know in your heart. Daniel reaches across their sleeping daughter, takes Rachel's hand. Your strength carried us both, he admits. They sit in comfortable silence, listening to Eugene breathe, a random tip, a Google Maps image, a mother's intuition that refused to be silenced, all converging to create the miracle they'd prayed for. Rachel thinks about that pink hoodie on the screen. How easily she could have dismissed it. How close they came to never finding Eugene. Sometimes the smallest details change everything. Sometimes a mother just knows. Thanks for watching. That was today's story. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more untold mysteries every week. Drop a comment below and tell us where you're from. Your city might get a shout out in the next video. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.